Yes, it's that time, everybody. Welcome. Sit down. Grab hold of the side of the settees. Are you relaxed? Are you feeling good? You are the first to see the brand new one-day special, the Two Jays Festive Complete Collection. You're the very first to see this. First ones to go for this one. First ones to get the opportunity to go for it. First ones to get it in your basket and get it checked out. Do it now, because when you see what you can achieve with this, you're going to be wanting it. So don't let the stocks get low, because this, as a complete bundle, to go for everything as you can see as it is right now, you get one chance at that. Right, so you know who I am. I'm Scott. I'm with you for the hour, and I'm joined by the very man, the myth, the legend that is. It is John. Here he is, Lockwood.
Hello.
I feel like I was bringing to the ring.
Yeah, no, and I really feel like just cringing and going around.
Don't enjoy it. Embrace it. Embrace it. I love having shows with you. I love it when you bring a one-day special as well, because it always is special, and this is.
This is special. We try and make it special, and this one really is. I mean, to be fair, this has been in development for an awfully long time.
Right, OK.
I actually think some of the stamps, we've actually had them in stock, waiting to drop on the show for about 10, 12 weeks to get every bit together. We wanted every bit to be together for people. So you've got the blocks. If you've not seen the finger blocks before, to me, they're quite revolutionary.
Right.
So it's a whole... You know, you're used to small stamps, we're used to the bigger stamps. We've seen stencils like this before, but having it all together and working with the finger blocks just makes it so easy. And one of the things I absolutely love, and anyone who's watched me before knows, I'm not the best stamper, I'm not the best I'm not the best at anything, but I always try and work with the products that we do to make them easy for everyone. And I always say, if I can do it, Scott can do it.
We've proven that.
And we have proven that, you and I.
We have.
And it means anyone can do it. And
I'm
that's
your low level. All right.
Yeah, no, we don't set a high bar, but these, anyone can use them. I've always been scared of little stamps like this, but hopefully through the demos, you'll see how easy it is to create beautiful pieces of work with no skill.
Can I just show straight away?
Yeah.
Because using the stencils that you've got in here and all those stamps collectively, you can create every single time unique individual. If these were real collective wreaths that were being made in physical form with all the little elements, you know, that would cost you a fortune, because there's so many smaller little parts, and it's those small little parts that when you have a little bit of a sprig here or a little element there, and all those go around, that's what makes it really interesting to look at.
It is.
And you can create this. This is what John was just saying. The amount of just minutes that it takes to create this.
It's about 3 minutes to create that.
Wow.
But if you had that as a single stamp, you couldn't have all those different colours. And if you try to build it up manually yourself, you've got to be skilled. And I know there are skilled people out there. I'm not. But I know something like this takes about 2 minutes to do.
See,
literally.
That really is phenomenal when you think about what you're going to be able to create with all of these stamps. 103 stamps. 2 stencils, the 10 finger stamp blocks as well that are all included in there is going to give you the opportunity to, honestly, you're never going to need another wreath maker or anything like that again, because even a wreath maker, you wouldn't get all these elements.
You wouldn't be able to do them in the different colours, you wouldn't get all the different elements, and we've tried to put everything in. You've got Christmas, you know, that's the major thrust on here, but you've also got in here, you've got a lot of autumn, you've got summer, you've got flowers, you've got baubles for Christmas, you've got things to last all year through. I mean, there's a beautiful one to your right in sort of soft pinks.
Yeah, that is
done by Art Angel, and it just shows here where she's mixed it in. I think she's actually mixed this in with a little bit of her Lavinia or her fairy hugs as well. But again, that to me doesn't say Christmas in the slightest.
No,
but that was done with the wreath builder, and again, you can do that in a few minutes. Everything in there, everything on that is included in this collection.
Which is phenomenal. Look, this one says Christmas quite obviously. Look at this one as well, with a whole lovely, beautiful garland you've got here with all your Christmas in there, which is stunning. But then you've also got other elements when you're layering up, for example, that we're creating. I mean, beautiful. Absolutely
really
stunning. The
simple to do. And we've made sure the stamps on this, we've used some really good artists on this, because 2 Jays, we use licensed artists' work so we can bring artists' work to you. And you get this if you look at those trees, how detailed they are. you know, literally how detailed those Christmas trees are on that. You can almost see the individual little pine needles on it. We've really tried to bring, in a smaller size, some beautifully detailed pieces.
But again, it can be. I mean, there is so much in here as well when you look at, you know, that it's just the whole layering up, which is so nice because there are so many in here, you know, to be looking at. I mean, we got those. We've all got. I love this as well. Look at this. It doesn't have to be just one particular format or one particular shape. And if you are looking, let me just show this. I think this is absolutely fantastic. Again, just built up from all of this. Look at this.
So that's actually all built with stamps that are no bigger than a centimetre.
Wow.
And that's what you're getting in this. So you'll build a tree differently every time. But even the bit in the middle is included. That's actually one of the little ropes for the baubles. So there is nothing on that that's not in this collection. The pine cones are there.
There is so much
Everything's
in
there. I just love this.
I want to just explain that already, and honestly, it just gets busier and busier, John, when you do a one-day special with yourself, because a quarter of the stock is now already gone. We've got queues on the phone line. We'll be with you as quickly as we possibly can. It is very busy straight away. I did say from the beginning, you know, that when we have a launch, it's always very busy. You're at the front of the queue. You are in there. We've got a lot of stock, but as I said earlier on, John, you just confirm this point for me again, that this, as a complete bundle in the collection that it is, we won't be able to replace that as it is.
You will not be able to replace the whole bundle as it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that if you really want the stencils, you need to get this bundle or anything like that.
No,
because that would be totally unfair. But, yeah, and, you know, we might have some reserve. We don't, of this bundle as it stands, once it's gone, it's gone.
Right.
And the other bits won't be, you know, other bits won't be available after that.
Right, so this is your opportunity, and as we mentioned, a quarter of the stock already now allocated on this 103 individual stamps. You think about what you could do with even 50 of those stamps to create that, but you're not getting 50, you're getting 103. You've got sentiments in there, you've got all the other elements, which is incredible. I've got these cards here, which is going to give us a stamping, and just explain, so we've got first, second, third, fourth, even fifth generation, and this is part of the tip, is it?
These are the sheets that I did, and I tested the stamps with when they came through. That's why you'll see little finger smudges and things. I've not poshed this up or anything, but these are what I did as soon as I got them. But it's a first, second, third, fourth and fifth generation, just using VersaFine in black. But it shows you each individual, how detailed those individual stamps are. But then what happens, again, when you just take one bot of ink and you just stamp them over the top of each other with the finger blocks.
I see.
And it's the finger block that makes with these all the difference.
And that's why we're getting, that's why when I'm looking at the wreaths or the garlands, for example, they look layered. It looks full because you've got that perspective on that. You've got the
perspective of the different generations of ink, but because you've actually got, I'm going to, if I grab an ink, because you've got the finger blocks. So these stamps have been designed to fit on these finger blocks.
Right.
And normally with little stamps, you have wooden. If I put this down on here, you'll probably be able to see it a little bit better. But if you want, when you've got little stamps, you normally have little wooden pegs, or you have like clear perspex things, or you have to use, and I've got one somewhere, tiny little blocks.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And I've got to be honest, number one, they're not easy to do, but number two, if you're like me, you get finger marks.
Right, okay, yeah.
Completely. But what we've done with this is, if we just grab this, the finger block has a raised area. So if I just take one of those leaves and put it on, look, my finger fits in. I can see through. Yeah, so I'm going overhead, sorry. See, I can see through to see what the stamp is.
Yeah.
I get no distortion, so I see the size. So all I can do is put it on my finger and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
That looks great already.
If I can't get my finger in it, I hold it like a pencil.
Oh, okay,
Can you imagine, remember holding that block?
Yeah.
Difficult. This, literally, pencil.
Which is why you're talking about the speed of being able to create. I mean, it's lovely. I mean, just if you're just creating the foliage on something which is absolutely brilliant and all that. Now, don't forget, as part of your one-day special, you are getting 10 of those finger stamps included. Now, that is brilliant. Now, if you are thinking, look, I've got 103 stamps, I want every stamp to have it. So, listen, if you want more, you can get more as well. Details at the bottom of your screen.
I've done that.
Oh, you you have? You've got a whole collection
I have done that.
Have you done a stamp on every...
nearly every one. What I've done is, these are my old Dauber cases.
Yes.
Yeah? So this is my old Dauber case, because they do run out. Yeah?
Right, yeah.
So I kept my old Dauber case, but can you see there? That is literally, I've got them all loaded on already. So it's so much easier to take them from that. But I can just take a block. So I'll grab one of those. Let's grab that flower. Already loaded. Yep. And let's add some flowers into there. But it's no skill. But wait till you see the wreath builder stencil. That really makes a difference.
I love this. I love it. If you do want to go for extra, you can have a 30 extra finger stamps. You can do as well. Details of those ones you'll find on the website, of course, if you'd like to add them on, or they're at the bottom of the screen as of now. There we go. 581883. They're just 11.97, which is impressive. Now, the one-day special. Now, you have got... I've not even mentioned the saving. I'm just talking about what you're getting here, which is phenomenal. You get your £7 saving on there anyway. If you're looking for your Freedom member, £12.69 saving on there. That's £51.25. That's delivered for that price. And if you are already wowed and just going, the layering up of that is phenomenal. It's so quick. Get this in your basket right now. If you're thinking you want to spread the cost, go for your flexi option. 2 payments of just £25.63 of your pennies only. Item number that you need is 863645. I mean, we've got everything in it. We've got everything in this bundle, haven't we? Whether we want to go really simple and strip it back, or whether you want to really go to town and create a whole card of a wreath.
You have. You've got everything you need. If you've never stamped before, all you actually need to add is some card and some ink. That's it.
Right.
We've got some brilliant ink. We've got brilliant deal on the petal inks on the show.
Yes.
So again, that gives you 16 colours, which is a great way to start. But literally, all you need is some ink and some card, and that's it. You don't need the press to impress to start with. I mean, that would be great if you've got that.
Yeah,
I'd always recommend it. But you can get some card. You've got the finger stamps, and you can just go straight away. You don't need anything else. And the idea is, you also don't need for this, that I've learned, skill. And I will show you in the demos, but you don't need skill to be able to do it. You just be able to put your finger down.
Is this...
Literally, like, if you can put your finger down like that and you can close a door, yeah, you can make anything.
I won't lie to everybody, because John said to me earlier, he said, yeah, I've got a great show lined up. It's going to be absolutely brilliant with the one-day special. Even you could do it. Why don't you do it stamping? And I thought, maybe my stamping skills have come on that much he's impressed. But no, it's because anybody can do it. That's basically, that's it for you. If you want to go for your happy hour as well, by the way, look at this. This is a phenomenal deal what you're going to be getting for that. All of that you're looking at there, there's a huge amount, including, you've got your embossing folder in there also. You've also got in there, you've got some other little elements you can add in. We've got embossing stencils that we've got in there, and your die cuts in there. We've got all your foils in there. We've got die cuts in there as well. We've got your 3D pyramids, the dies.
You've got dies in there. Its contents may vary, but there's 2 die sets in it as well.
Oh, so the contents of the... Right,
yeah,
okay.
But I didn't realise till I got here and opened the box that they'd sort of sent for me to look at, that there's an embossing folder and 2 die sets in there, as well as everything else.
It's for $9.99. That is brilliant. 166009. That is really, really, really fantastic happy hour deal. It is for this hour only, that offer. So please grab it now while you can, and we've got stock in there for you to do that. Right, let's see how this all works together then, John.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'll start with the wreath builder. I just want to explain this. Now, I'm going to use my press to impress.
Okay.
You can use them, and the thing is, I'll take one of them. What we've done is, this idea is not new. Yeah,
right, okay.
I think we've traced it back, because Sam is like a demon on the Tinternet. He's traced it back to about 2006.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Of this idea, and lots of other people have done them. The idea for us initially came from one of our Angels magazine who cut one herself out of paper and went, would this work? And I went, yeah, great. And then I started looking and went, yeah, loads of people have done it before, though. And I felt really bad. But they have. What we've done is this fits the press to impress perfectly.
Okay.
And that means if you look at that now, look, that's not magneted in. That's not stuck in. That's staying because it's designed exactly to fit on that corner piece and fit the press to impress. So it means that no matter what you do here with inky fingers, if you're using a bigger piece, you're not going to ruin anything.
No, that's good.
But it comes in 2 sizes. So you've got a large and a small, and you get the cut-out piece as well.
Okay.
Okay. You get a smaller one, and they're basically sized, so you can see the smaller. This one is 10 centimetres card. This one is 12 centimetres.
Right.
But if you're old school like me, this one's nearly 4 inch, this is nearly 4 3/4.
Right, okay.
But if you cut your card to 4 inches or 4 3/4, it will work.
Right.
It's
Lovely.
simple as. So the simplest thing to do now, I'm going to use my art board, which is another thing for the Press to Impress.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to, but it's just a little bit easier because this was designed for stencils. But
right.
these are out of stock, I believe. As soon as they're back, we will bring them back.
Right.
We will bring them back in. But it will work in your Press to Impress anyway without this.
Right.
I just like the sort of solid
I see
work
that you're
of
putting
this.
your impression on. Right.
And all I'm going to do is stop it moving, use my magnets. Now this is...
That's well secured in there with that and the
Oh,
bit cut out
that's
as well.
going
That's not moving.
nowhere. And that's what I want. Now, the great thing is, these are the extra magnets that you get in the kit.
Okay. Oh,
If you
right.
get the new bundle, and you can get these extra, the Easy Lift. But in your
yeah.
Press to Impress, you will also get, and you will have got originally, these original magnets, which aren't easy, but they are perfect to go in the middle.
Right.
So we put one in the middle. Yeah.
That's it,
So
yeah.
loads of people have sort of. I had to buy a new pack because I'd thrown these away.
Why did you
Because
throw
these
them
were
away?
so much better.
Oh, I see.
And well, I hadn't thrown them away. I put them somewhere safe. Let's
Yes,
be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
And for me, somewhere safe could be absolutely anywhere, quite frankly. So they were somewhere safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take now some of the little stamps. Okay.
Yeah.
And all I need to do is I'm going to put one corner. So I'm going to go some bits of the foliage from the mini foliage set. Yeah.
Yep.
Upside down like normal, because normally these sort of stamps you'd struggle with a little bit. Yeah. And all I'm doing is just making sure that none of the stamps come past this line. Yeah.
Right.
To make a
Oh,
circle,
I
that's
see.
the only thing you need to do. Once you've done your first one, it's easy. Yeah.
Got you. The stencil
so then
one we're talking about, aren't we? Yes.
we close. Yeah.
Yep.
So we close our piece, and then simply, again, what I'm going to do because of the overhead camera and light, I'm going to
Yeah.
use some darker ink to start with. But so ink, stamp, rotate.
Ah, I see.
Ink, stamp, rotate. Looks a bit weird.
Oh, I know where you're going with it.
Yeah.
This is great.
And if you use a piece that's bigger than this size,
Yeah.
yeah, you just make sure it's always into this corner. So you can
Okay.
use a 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch piece. It doesn't have to be a piece cut
But as
to
long
size.
as that caught right,
but at
I've got
first, it's easier just to get used to it. Okay, so rotate into the corner. Ink, stamp. Okay, rotate.
So would you always do one complete rotation by re-inking every time? You wouldn't do second generation, third generation at this stage? You'd always make sure you get heavy one
you
first?
can. You can
Okay.
really play, and you'll get light and dark.
Oh, right,
I'm
okay.
just doing the simplest one possible, so that if you've never, so we can show it quickly. And so if you've never actually done anything like this before, then you can, because what we'd have to do before is we would have to draw a circle and then try and stamp them all.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, life's too short.
Yeah,
That's why
no,
I've never done. So there, one complete turn. Yeah. So
Brilliant.
that starts. So now I'm just going to fill some gaps. Okay. Literally, I'm going to fill some gaps. Yeah. Keeping to the same sort of rule. So look there, fill some gaps. Yeah, where there aren't any images. Close that, and I'll swap colours, and we'll go for a different shade of green. And now ink, stamp, rotate. So I've not even changed stamps. So at the minute, I'm using 3 of the 103. So you can imagine how many different options you can
But
get.
these aren't just for Christmas. I know we mentioned at the beginning, because if you're doing a harvest festival or autumnal kind of feel, or building it up, because you've got loads of elements in here as well, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, I know people who do have autumn wreaths and, you know, and have summer wreaths and spring wreaths
Yes.
on their door. But again, you think about it, they'll work for all year, but these will be brilliant for things like sympathy cards and wedding. You know, you can use it for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
You put
Yeah.
your sentiment in. You know, make a small one, but the idea is, what we've included in the selection is, we've included things like plant pots, so you can build a plant
build
from
up,
it. You can
yes.
build, there's a one on the front, a card on the front that I absolutely love, where I've done three plant pots in a row and just stamped some little bits of foliage on.
that's really, that's fantastic. That, look at that. That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, take the holly off that and it could be anything. I've just made it look a little bit festive.
I'm going to give you some updates on this one. Within 5 minutes, we were a quarter of the stock gone. Just as remember, when this has gone as a complete collection with everything, with the stencils and everything in it, once that's gone as a bundle, that's it. You won't get another chance of getting this as a complete bundle. Now, the update, from a quarter of the stock where we were after 5 minutes, we are now half the stock has now gone on your one-day special. And it can't come back as a complete bundle in that respect. So half the stock's gone.
Yeah, no, sorry, I
No,
don't know.
has.
What? Yeah, I just can't say the word that came to my head,
No,
so I can't.
that is an update.
Yeah,
that is
an
real
update.
I mean, I knew this was great. And do you know what? How many times? And I think this is what this is built on for the success of this. Why so many people have already really latched onto this, John, is how many times you start talking about those smaller stamps that are really important because they are your workers. They're building it up. They're doing all that sort of filling in between.
They are.
So they're just useful as well. But this is a system.
They are so useful. And again, we've not reinvented the wheel. I'd hate to say that. I mean, I believe the original company who came up with this little pattern building stamp is an American company called Tapestry years ago.
Oh, right, OK.
But before then, other people had done it. We like to research. So the idea of the small stamps is not new, but the combination of what we've tried to do is put them together in a usable way.
Yes.
And what actually happened was Jane, Peter and I were at a trade show 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And Jane noticed these blocks that you would have normally as the finger daubers.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And we had them made without the foam and a little bit wider than a finger dauber, just to show you. And the idea was that it would create the finger block, and I'm going to show you that. Can you see? They are wider than the daubers. And she said we could put little stamps on there and then you wouldn't have to have blocks or...
No.
And that's where it came from. So what I'm doing at the minute is just literally, I've added 2 flowers. So I'm going in with red.
I love this.
Rotating each time. I mean, if you look at those on their own, the stamps, look how weird they look just sat there. They make no sense. It's with the stencil, it works.
Honestly, we are so busy, everybody. And you knew I was going to say that. We have now got, I think, up to 5-minute queues on the phone line to go through. Please, we know that you're there. We'll come into your call as quickly as we possibly can. If you can get on the website, I know not everybody can, so I understand that calls have to be made. But if you can get onto the app, if you can get onto the website, honestly, there's no queues there. But when I've just called out, my last stock that I called out was half the stock has gone in this bundle as it is. Every minute that you're waiting is a chance again getting further in now being... Are we now at 60? So there's only 40% remaining on the stock of a one-day special, which is incredible. So all I'm going to say is if you had to wait on the phone line, great, but the longer you're waiting, the chances are diminishing, but literally by the minute. 863-645 for your one-day special that launched, by my reckoning, 22 minutes and 39 seconds ago, and 60%'s gone.
Whoa.
Whew.
Sorry,
John.
So I've done all those layers, and you can see now I've got quite a nice wreath.
That's beautiful.
But if I want to make it look a little bit more individual, like I've done it, and it's not printed, I'm going to use the finger blocks because it's all lined. So I'm going to take that leaf I had earlier, and now I'm filling gaps randomly. But you see how suddenly I could keep going with more.
Yes.
With the actual stencil, but with this way, what I can actually do is I can fill them in and it's more random.
Yeah, which is what it is, which is why, you know, a really good wreath like that, they aren't completely symmetrical, are they, or anything like that?
No, they shouldn't be.
No.
But can you see how easy it is? Because I'm following that line that's already been drawn for me and let's say, OK, right, now I'd like to...
That's lovely.
I'd like to take this Not Be Christmas. Well, why don't I grab one of... let's grab one of the pine cones, shall I?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
So let's do the solid pine cone, and perhaps I'll do that in a VersaFine in sepia. So now, let's start adding
Because actually, you have got some beautiful, almost like, well, you've got feathers in there kind of feel. You've got the acorns you talked about as well, the smaller, the larger ones, as well as, if you really want to Christmassy, of course you've got your holly leaves, you've got your berries and all those kind of stuff, but you've got plenty of other foliage in there that isn't necessarily associated with the festive season, is it?
Yeah, exactly. You can really go to town. I mean, this little flower here is actually drawn from my poinsettia.
Oh, was it?
So this is actually the same exact drawing as I drew myself for my poinsettia, because that's what it allows us to do, 2J. So you can see there, really simply and quickly, there is a sort of autumnal wreath.
That looks lovely.
That, I know it sounds awful to say this, but that anyone could do.
Go on, say it. Even Scott
could do this.
You
know,
right.
I mean, and I've known you, what, 5 years now? It's got to be.
Yeah, definitely allowed to say that. I've learned a lot, but it's yeah, that's fabulous.
But there we go. If I hold this one up, yes, I've got some finger marks on because I was trying to be quick. But you saw that being made in front of you in a, you know, with talking in less than 5 minutes.
And it's great because actually that stencil has really allowed you to get that perfect, simple, lovely circle that works. And it's just picking it, turning it, layering it, and you can go as minimalist, you can go as busy as you want to go with, you can go as simple on colours. That's done it.
Made that. The outcut from that, cut out from that, made that. It shouldn't work, but it does. But as I say, it's something that's been going for a lot of years, and we've just made it so that it fits with what we're doing to make it easy for people.
I think it is phenomenal. And you know, as you know, whenever you see the presenter here, if you can see behind the desk, I mean, I have got oodles, which I'm going to share with you and show you, with all of these as examples of it all being put together, including, may I just hasten to add, Sam did this. Didn't Sam do this?
Sam did that.
Make your own wrapping paper. Make your own wrapping paper if you wanted to as well.
That is made on the Jelly Bean Happy Hour brown paper roll. So that is actually your own fully recyclable wrapping paper.
Which that's the important
one.
Yeah,
and if you see there's a strip missing off the bottom, that's because Sam's actually already wrapped a present in it.
Oh.
Not to bring us a sample, but he's actually wrapped a present in it.
What's he got me?
I don't know. I don't know what he's got me, to be honest. I'm hoping it's for me.
Have we got to share it? Is it a sock each?
It might be, yeah. It'll be a trainer sock each.
Yeah. Right, I will show you more samples in a second because you've got to see this. But if you're just this minute sat down, you're on catch-up already, everybody, because it's flying out of the door. It really is, because there are 103 stamps. Now, when we say there are 103 stamps, I mean, that sound in itself is impressive, but there are so many little elements in here that's going to allow you to have such versatility, whether it be seasonal, whether it be winter, whether it be even autumnal that you want to go for, harvest festival, if you want to create your lovely trees with extra foliage, if you really do like to layer up, build up those pictures, if you know about your working stamps in the past, those little elements that you just use to fill in the gaps, to add a little bit more detail in there, this is absolutely perfect for you. I mean, they say normally a dog's not for Christmas, it's for life. These stamps aren't just for Christmas, they are for life, because you've got loads and loads and loads of elements to work from on here, which is great. Not only are you going to be getting 103 stamps, you've seen the stencil and how that is going to work. So pick any of these. How many did you use in that last one? 3 different stamps, was it, in total?
And I think I used 4 or 5.
4 or 5 stamps.
Something like that.
OK.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to work that around just the acorns, for example, if you wanted to create a whole beautiful image just working on snowflakes, you can do that. Or on stars, you can do that. It could be a celebration. These could be easily a birthday card if you wanted to do a whole circle of all your different stars all the way around with someone's name or age in the middle of that. You can do that. But the lovely thing is, working with the stencils that you get as part of that, you're going to get that perfect circle working with it. Now, the other great thing is, you just saw them coming into shot there, is you've got those finger stamp blocks. So they're really simple. You can just have that. You're going to get 10 with this bundle that you literally just apply your stamp at the end. You're going to have great visibility. You'll see nice and easily where you're putting and positioning if you want to go from working away with the stencils to go freehand, for example, which is absolutely brilliant. If you want to add more of those finger stamp blocks to your collection, you can. Details of that are at the bottom of your screen, where you can get an extra 30 for £11.97. That's 581,883. You may want to have every single one of your stamps you've got here, 103. You may want to have them already mounted on there already. I'm just going to give you an update on the quantity. What was that, Miss Producer? Yeah. Right, very quickly, there's only 20% left of the extra 30 finger stamp blocks if you want. 80% of those have now already, I did say it's busy, we've still got queues on the phone line. It is a launch, don't forget, of the one-day special. They've now just got limited stock. 581-883 every minute does really literally count to get hold of the stock we've got in the show. It's super busy, super. But you can understand why, can't you? When you think about what you're going to be able to have a go and to create for those as well. Now, your one-day special. Let's show you with regards to what you can be creating. So, for example, you've got the lovely tree stamp that's in there that you can work. And again, that lovely tip, which I showed you at the beginning of the hour, with regards to first, second, third, fourth, fifth generation of working with those inks yourself. You're going to get some lovely, perspective on all of these. I mean, it's really pretty. That's it with the foliage going in. But again, if you want to go on Christmassy, look at that with snowflakes. I mean, that is, in fact, even the silvers in here working with the blues, John.
Yeah, they work so well together. The thing is, although they're small stamps, they're so detailed.
Look at this.
We have them made here in the UK for us. This is one of Archangel's, and I keep meaning to ask her what colours did she use to do this, but it's just beautiful. But they all work together, and every single one just seems to work. But it's that level of detail you get in them that I just love.
Staying with colour, let me show you this one. So we got lovely sort of citrusy yellows and greens working here, but then just look at this for indulgence there. A completely different feel with that, with your purples and the blues, and that is gorgeous,
yeah,
John.
It's just beautiful. And again, that's another one of Archangel's where she's worked it in with other dyes and other stamps that she's got. You know, you can do so much. I know which one you've just looked at now. You can. That's another one of Archangel's.
Oh, sorry,
that you just see.
Because
it's brilliant. Just see how much you can do with these.
Look at. But now, see, this one is a great example, John, of just individual. Just as you look through, it's all sort of organised, but it's not organised. It's got an organic feel about them.
It looks like things grow.
Yeah.
Rather than being so planned, it looks like it's growing. And part of the idea of that is because you're not holding a block,
right,
and you're not putting a block down. And what happens is when we've got a block in our hand, no matter how much we try to do it, we end up going the same way every time.
Right.
So if I grab a stamp, I'll grab this leaf one again. So if you see, if I've got it in a block, I'm going to go like that. And it's really hard to go, oh, no, I need to... And I'm not trying to make this difficult, but I'm having to move it round. Whereas when I put exactly the same stamp on a finger block, it makes so much... Let me just wipe my hands. But when I've got it on a finger block, watch. All I'm doing is moving my finger. Or hold it as a pencil. How much easier that is. And already, this is random I'm doing.
Yeah.
But that's starting already, to me, to look. Let's go a bit more out there. I've made a corner. So let's grab... And this is a weird one. If you see this one... Can you see it's a little bit bigger than the block?
Yes, just
and
slightly
because it's got that lip, it shouldn't work.
Right.
But it still does.
OK.
It's something magic in them. So again, look. So I'm just going round randomly, all still with one colour. First, second, third, first, second, third. But I can see through. I know that I want them coming out of there. Well, I can see through the stamp to see where I'm putting them. But how much easier is that just to twist in my hand than the block was? That's what makes the difference to me.
Do you know what's nice is that seeing that whole first, second, third generation, and actually what a great tip. I mean, at first, because I always had that sort of, from a new kind of perspective, John, would have been a new crafter, is every time I want to use that stamp, I should always be applying the ink. You don't think about actually getting the different effects. And I think, again, because the other difference is, when I'm using a block, and don't get me wrong, I will be using blocks through this for the bigger stamps. Yeah. But for smaller stamps, this is my habit. I'm going to grab one of the flowers, OK? And I'm terrible for doing this.
On the edge, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at the top of my stamp platform. That's how much I over-ink. This is mine, you know. Yeah. This is my demo one. This has not been set up to look good. But the thing is, watch what happens when I put... Let me just clean that stamp. Honestly, me wiping it. I should be using my cleaning pad. Actually, I will do in a minute. But, right, watch this now. Look. I can't over-ink it.
No. No.
Because it's got that rim on it to stop it. So now I can, but look, I want a flower there to be in the front, yeah, at the top. Look, bring it down a little bit, yeah? So I want a flower there to be in the forefront. I want one behind. So second generation, look, that's suddenly behind.
So just while we're talking about that, John,
behind.
just as from a technique point of view, would you always start stamping with the darker ink first and then go lighter, or would you start lighter? Does it make a difference?
To me, it makes no difference.
Right,
Play with however you like, to be honest.
Okay.
You know, I go with whatever ink I grab up. I say normally I would be using, and I will be using the petals from Craft Artist, because the colours are beautiful and it's a beautiful pigment ink.
Yeah.
But I know for the first demo, because I know that sometimes the colour leaches a little bit out of the camera, I thought to get it clear I would use some brighter inks. But normally, that's what I would be using.
It looks fabulous. If you do want to use the... You get 10 in your one-day special anyway. When it comes down to the extras, if you want those, that's 581883. We are down to single figures, everybody. Single figures at 11.97. Now, just to give everyone a chance, it's still busy on the phone lines. Honestly, it has not slowed down as well. I know we mentioned this earlier on, but you have got a happy hour offer, so you've still got 25 minutes for the happy hour to take advantage. Now, when just look at what the special saving that you're getting, half the stock of the happy hour has gone. Now, you are going to be getting all sorts of lovelies in here. You're going to be getting these little elements that you can be using. You're going to be getting your die cuts in there. You're going to get a couple of die cuts. I think I'm right in thinking that the contents of the die cuts will vary in that
You're
respect.
actually getting dies. You will get some die cut pieces in there.
Right.
But you will actually get believe it's two sets of dies in there.
Of dies.
And an embossing folder,
Now,
which is more than, those dies are more than that price anyway.
Yes.
But its contents may vary as to what dies and embossing folder, but you've got brads in there, which are like £2-3 a packet.
Yeah.
You've got peel-off stickers in there, sentiment ones in there. You've got Christmas die cuts. You've got a scrapbook kit in there. There's actually more on the base, because you've got some holographic and some mirror card in there as well.
I've not even got those in
which you're not even showing.
I don't want to lead across that, but we have got more.
But this is called Jane's bumper Christmas card making pack, because Jane put it together and she said she snuck in as much as she possibly could.
She really has.
And she showed it me a couple of weeks ago, and so yeah, she put in as much as she possibly could get away with, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's a really fantastic saving, but it is for this hour only. There we go, your Christmas die cuts that are in there as well. You've also got your 3D pyramids that are also coming in. There we go, just coming in. So those are there, and I have got the foils as well, just to show you. If you like a little bit of shimmer and shine, that's also in there. Now, half the stock, as I said, has already gone. 60% of the stock has now gone. $9.99 only for all of that. So if you are in the process of creating your festive elements already for your projects, this is the one to go for. 166009. You have got roughly 23 minutes left to get that checked in and checked out of your basket. 70% has now of the the happy hour deal has now gone. Honestly, this is busier than the M25 on a Friday right now. Grab this one whilst we have got the stock to go for it as well. The finger stamp blocks. Let's have an update on those. Where are we? Are we down to single figures? Oh, okay. We're gonna say now we are now 99% of the stock gone. Grab them if you want him. If you got it, make a beeline. Pop them in your basket. Get it checked out. Get those. 581883. If everyone checks out of their basket now, they will all go, because I think we've got a technical sellout on them. We've got a technical sellout now on those 30-finger stamp blocks. Check them out. Don't let them drop out. That's the important thing. That's a phrase to put on a T-shirt.
Yeah, check out, don't let them drop out.
Don't drop out. Have that one, 10%, thanks.
Wasn't it drop out, tune in? I can't remember the last one.
I thought you could have been a dropout. No. I thought, well, I've been called a lot worse, but it's very apt. Very warm welcome if you are just this minute tuning in with John here for the one-day special. 2 Jays, the festive, and it really is a complete collection. In short, 103 stamps, 2 stencils, and 10 finger stamp blocks and a partridge in a pear tree. You don't get that, just for copyright reasons, let you know. But you have got a brilliant saving on here. £7 saving takes to £56.94. If you are a Freedom member, even better, £12.69 saving, £51.25. That's delivered to your door for that price as well. If you are not yet a Freedom member, you might as well go for one actually on this one. If you want to spread the cost, go for your Flexi Freedom. 2 payments. This is great for just £25.63. 863645. John, I just want to pop this into your mind.
Yeah.
70% of the stock is now gone. How many live hours do you have of a one-day special?
5.
And we are 39 minutes into it. Do you have other things up your sleeve?
I might be going home tonight to bring things back with me. The thing is, I have here, and I know, I say this every time, I have 27 demos prepped here. I mean, I in my little packs with the little
you are
photos
the most organised
on,
for demos.
and I've got them all ready here. Yeah, so
well, let's see.
slow
So
down
while
a
we've
bit,
got
'cause I
time.
want to do some more. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to do now is, what we've done in there is, so again, some people, you might not be comfortable first time going the little stamps to build your wreath.
Yeah.
So one of the sets that's in here, because we've got, what you've got effectively is you've got 5 sets of finger stamps, and then you've got 5 sets that we call P6.
P6.
Which P6, it's a bigger size. It's
Oh, I see.
almost A6.
Right.
It's like A6 with a little bit lopped off the top, if that makes sense.
Okay.
If I hold that, you can see. It's like an A6 stamp with a little bit off. We call them a P6.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay.
But you've got them, and you've got these. These are like your wreath foliage pieces. Yeah? So you can see here, you've got like silhouettes and open ones. That one's so useful. That one I've used constantly. But if you notice, these are all on a little bit of a circle. So this was because these were done before this. So again, if you haven't got the wreath, you can use these.
Oh, right.
You can use these to make the circle, but the wreath makes it build even better. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to pick that one up, and again, I'm going to carry on with the same, but shall we try as you said? So let's ink first generation, yeah? Rotate, and you rotate 1 mark each time. Second generation, yeah? So let's, in actual fact, I think that's a little bit pale for this.
Right.
So I am going to just go a solid one, just so I can show you how they meet. So that's 2, yeah? 3 turn, yeah? 3 turn, stamp it. 4 turn, yeah? So 4 turn. But can you see, it just, as it builds, it seems weird.
Yeah.
Because this is a square piece of paper turning in a square or diamondy shaped
I know,
thing.
it's...
Yeah, okay, it's a circular stamp, but why is this working?
I know, it's
this messed with my head so much when I first did it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to, one more. So you turn it 7 times, in effect. It's 8 stamps you do. But this is the bit where, genuinely, if I was doing this by hand, I would be terrified, because those cannot meet.
Right.
I could not get those to meet manually. I'd be sat putting the stamp over, moving it and marking it all. Because remember, every time you move a stamp when you've inked it with a coloured ink, it's going to smudge.
Yes.
Can you imagine trying to clean that so many times? But now, it's just going to... I'm going to turn it once more. Yep. And close that. But look, there.
In.
Perfect circle. If I hold that up, because I will do a little bit more to it in a minute, but if you can see there, so that is a square piece of card.
1 stamp.
1 stamp, a square piece of card, a square or diamond-shaped stencil, but it makes that.
That is brilliant. It's a simple thing, but works brilliantly.
Yeah. So easy. If there's something you want to cover for a minute, just while I get
course.
this
Well, let me
one
give a
wiped
little
off.
update, actually, on our happy hour, and it is turning into a very happy hour for you for these prices you're getting. I think we've now got limited stock. Yes, we have. Limited stock now is there for you. If you want to go for all of that you're going to be finding, some of the contents you're going to find are varied. But when you think here from £59.99, £50 off now on this price for a happy hour offer for £9.99, you are going to be getting in there, you know, the brads, you're going to be getting dies in there. You've got some of your papers, your foils in there, die cuts are in there. You've got embossing folder, huge amounts in there, to be honest. For that price, just add it to your stash. You know, you can't go wrong. You know you're going to use all of these elements, which are just a perfect deal for you there. 16600 9. We are into single figures for that, so it really is last call on that, really, for you. Fastest fingers to get that into your basket. And like I say, get it checked out. Don't let it drop out if you want to make sure of those. Right then, John, let's go back to our lovely demonstration.
Right, so what I'm going to do now is use another bit from that set, which is slightly bigger and gives me sort of like the berries. Okay. But what I'm going to do, it seems weird, I'm going to do those in a lighter green, because I'm going to go back over in the red. So again, it's the same, but this time I'm going to go 1. I'm going to miss 1. 2. Yeah. 1, miss 1. Doesn't matter where your card goes, just get it into that corner.
Yes.
I always work on that corner. If you're left-handed, get it into that corner.
Right.
It doesn't actually matter. Don't forget, if you're left-handed, this seems weird, you just turn your whole stamp press that way.
Oh, yeah, that's it, yeah.
If you're stronger with your, you know, it works. This is what I love about the press to impress. Works either way. So hit 1, miss 1. Okay. So let's just stamp that one in. Okay. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it there. Go in the opposite direction. Because it doesn't have to be in the same corner. So there we go. Hit 1. Yeah, miss it. So I'm rotating now each time 90 degrees. Yeah.
Yes.
But how it's used, so far I've used 2 stamps. That's it. But you see why I say use that one in the middle.
Yeah.
Use that really silly strong one that we can never get up in the middle. But now we've taken it that little bit further, and if I wanted to, I could go, right, well, I now need to fill that little bit of gap. Yeah, so let's go there and light. Yeah, do it. Yeah. So
just let people know, by the way,
miss
phone
one.
lines. We're back to square one again. We're a bit clearer, everyone. The phone lines. Well done indeed. Thank you for your patience. But there's no queues on the phone lines anymore, which is good. Oh, that was very busy. That was very
that was
stressful,
crazy. Yes. Bless them. Has everyone run upstairs to go on the phones?
Yes.
So again, one little more gap. Let's just fill that in. But you see, I'm not even being careful. I only have to work out once where I want it.
Yeah. That's another time-saving element, isn't it?
So we just go down there. Rotate round each time. So 2 stamps, and it's not a killer. And I know that means, but it's not, you know, this is not hard. It's not difficult to do. So again...
And a lot of fun, I would imagine, when you're building up and layering.
To be honest, Sam started playing yesterday, and he said, I want to see if it works with other stamps.
Oh,
so
okay.
he did, I'll just pull these in. So he played with some of his stamps, but these are the ones he made over the hour that he was playing yesterday. And he absolutely loved it. Some art inspirations, some Dolly Dimples. So it works well with everybody else's.
Great.
But, you know, just to show you, and he carried on, and literally in the end he played for about 4 hours. There's hundreds of them now, you know, really...
That's brilliant.
But again, had that wreath of splats. So
Yeah.
it's not just for our, you know, it's not just for our stuff.
No,
it
that
works
will
for
work really
everything.
nicely. Well, I suppose you could interact with those, couldn't you? You've got that wreath and then whatever else you want. Maybe you've got things with candy canes in there, whether it's birds in there or wildlife or whatever it is. Just add them into us, which was incredible. Now we've had a question in from Susan. Hello, Susan. Very good evening. Asking about the petal inks.
Yes, Susan.
Good question, Susan. Can we use the petal inks on fabrics?
You can use them on fabric, but they will not be washable.
Ah, OK.
You have to have fabric inks, unfortunately, to actually be washable on fabric.
Right.
But they are pigment inks, so they will go on to calico and things, because I do that a lot. But they won't wash.
Right, OK.
So there we go.
Good to know.
Sort of a blending. You see, I've just gone round with a finger block then, and just added a little bit of the holly in there. And again, if I wanted to say, let's say I wanted to let's just clean this stamp before I move it. Let's throw a random one. So I'm just going to use my stamp cleaning mat, which I know we've got on the show, but it's the only time you ever see me cleaning stamps. But if I put that in that corner, if I wanted a holly corner in 4 corners, that's how we go. So pick that up. Yeah, let's go with the lighter colour, which is why I cleaned it. But there you go. So give that a couple. So if I want holly identically in 4 corners, then it's done. it's not just about circles.
Right.
It's not just about wreaths. But if you just put that down, I just think you're going to spend hours playing. I mean, I've spent so long playing with this. I mean, you can tell. I know I always do a lot of demos, but I do an awful lot. So again, so I'll put that back. I've just used a colour, so I am going to give it another little clean. And this is the only way I clean my stamps, is using the stamp cleaning mat, because it's got no chemicals and it means you don't put anything on there. So
I've got the cleaning mat now.
oh right, oh cool.
Because I was thinking, yeah, okay, so this is, so literally it's $9.99, and so it's as simple as it's just basically you just rub it on.
Basically, you've got in here, one base has this foam which has millions of microfiber fibres in there.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
feel that.
and it's washable. This has been washed. This is mine.
Right.
Yeah, and then, so you wash that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you wet that side, put some water on it and clean your stamp on it, just like that. And that side dries your stamp and you get your
I
stamp
see.
spotless.
Oh, that's
When
great.
you're
'cause you get
changing colour.
right into those little
and to clean
elements
it,
and
you
stuff.
just take that one off and you clean that one. It's just in a sink of, you know, washing up liquid.
Okay.
And
So
you said
you
fairy liquid then, and we're not allowed to, are we? So,
No, you can't say fairy
no.
liquid. Oops.
But just use something like that, literally. But that is no chemical. And, you know, I've said this so many times, and I'll say it on every stamp show. Please don't use baby wipes to clean your stamps. It's not good for them. Even the water ones still have some form of chemical in them.
Right,
They'll put
okay.
moisturisers on them, and it's terrible for the planet.
Yeah,
but that's
yes.
and I know it's.
Yeah.
I know we shouldn't say this as guests, but to me, that's the cost of like 5 or 6 packs of decent baby wipes anyway.
Yeah, to be honest.
And I've had this 2-3 years. Look at the state of it. You know,
Well
you
loved.
can see it's mine.
Well loved.
You know, it's well loved, and it's been cleaned by Sam, I hasten to add, many, many times, because
missed
it
a
will
bit.
keep the black all the time.
Yeah, it's great, but like you say, you can get right, because you can feel it on your fingers when you do that. You can get right into
You
those.
get
So if
right
you've got some
into
intricate
it.
stamps as
Yeah.
well, you are going to. I just wanted to show, because I know we're running out of time, but I've got some here I would like to show for you as well. But while I'm showing you these, just have in the back of your mind, only 20% remaining, 80% of our one-day special has now already been allocated, which is absolutely amazing. Look at those as well. I mean, they're all beautiful.
That one's been Kaleidoed, so it shows you can still work them with the Kaleido ink, and you can foil them on the Kaleido, and I will be showing you how to add foiled elements into these tomorrow.
But everything, please bear in mind, everything you are looking at is all from this selection. Everything with the one-day special, which is, I mean, absolutely incredible what you've got here, which is phenomenal. Not only, by the way, is it really busy with our 80% of the one-day special gone, I think now we've had technical sellouts on the happy hour. I think, has it gone? It has. Well done. Really, really, really well done for that one. 166009 has gone. Phenomenal. Really, really impressive. Now, I tell you what, I don't know how it's going to go, but if you're thinking about this right now, and I want to go straight to John, because I want to try and get him. We can get one more little demo in.
I'm
We're going to come to John for one more demo.
different on this.
But just let me say to you, if you're thinking about this, don't think for too long. Don't think, I'll wait till the end of the show for this hour, then I'll do it, because there'll be a mad rush for it. So while you're doing it, if you can watch John at the same time as popping it in your basket, that might be the safest thing to do. John, thank you.
So what I'm going to do now is, this is what I love. This is one of my favourite of all of them. This is a tiny little 3-berry stamp. Absolutely tiny. Can you imagine trying to get a block to fit that?
Yeah.
I mean, look.
That's
Try and fit that onto a block. And, you know, the smallest block I've got is there. But again, I'm going to get my fingers in the ink on that. I really am going to get my fingers in the ink when I'm using that block. So all I'm going to do is literally go on, and this to me really lifts it. First, second, third, first, second, third, first, second, third, fourth. Doesn't matter. But see how that makes it pop? But
yes.
Can you imagine trying to do that with a hand block? That's why you know, when Jane came up with this idea, it's one of those, I could have hugged her. When I started playing with them, I thought, this is just, I can do what the clever people do. You know, I watch some of them, you know, and they'll tear a piece of paper and do it, and then they'll take the, you know, like one of the peg on a wooden peg, and and it's amazing. And I'm like, I can't do that. So there's another
really
little.
nice, that.
So I'm just going to bring both colours in, because this is the benefit to me of having the press. I want to put the sentiment on, and I want to tie the colours together. But it's one of the reasons why I do them together. So Easy lift, remember, John. Use the actual bit that's supposed to be easy lift. So I'm going to go across this with Thinking of You at Christmas. But if you notice, the sentiments fit. So we did try and get that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ink this sentiment with red. Let me just bring this in a little bit so you can see. Yeah, but not heavily. I'm tapping lightly.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so just stamp that. Well, it's pretty, but I need to bring that green in, don't I? Really.
Go on.
So take the green pad, and what you want to do on this, let's try and bring this, there we go. And this is why the press is so useful.
Yeah.
Because I need to touch just the top, look, and just the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. But look how much ink it puts on my block.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter on this. Because it doesn't touch.
So that's lovely.
So I've got a variegated, like I've got a variegated thing. It's actually, I want it a bit more dark at the bottom, so let's just put a little bit more on that bottom.
That's a lovely technique.
So you just get that beautiful variegated sentiment. But look how much ink's on the lid, and it's not on my work. And that's unusual. So again, if I hold this one up, you'll be able to see we made that from scratch, and all I used was 4 stamps and the sentiment.
Yeah.
And that was it. And it was just by cutting the card to 12 centimetres and using the larger of the two sizes of the Wreath Builder sentiment.
What were the two sizes again of the stencils?
You get what, right, so it's 4 inches,
Yep.
approximately 4 inches or 10 centimetres. This larger one is 4 3/4 inches or 12 centimetres.
Right, right.
Yeah, but if you cut to them, you might find it's a little bit big, but it'll work.
It will
Don't
work.
try and be too precise and go, I'm going to shave a bit off. I've cut loads already, and again, some of them fit exactly, and some, look, that overlaps a bit, doesn't matter.
No, oh, right, okay.
Doesn't matter in the slightest. It's that corner
Long as that's
or
in.
that corner that's important.
Right. John, it's absolutely fantastic one day special, and congratulations already because it is flying out of the studios. If you've got it in your basket, my advice would be check it out of your basket right now because we are approaching limited stock on this. So honestly, the stock has gone so quickly. I don't know what John's going to do come 8 o'clock this evening. I don't know, do you dance?
No.
Okay, so
I'm really not. Unless you want to see seriously bad dad dancing, you don't want me doing that.
If you are going to do that, I'm going to tune in. Definitely. John, thank you for this hour.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and congratulations to you as well if you've managed to get this. All of that fabulous look without all of the heartache or the worrying or that. It's going to get a perfect result every single time. So well done if you've managed to get that. And, of course, your happy hour. So for this hour, from John and myself, thank you for your company. Don't go anywhere, though, because I've got another great hour coming up for you next. And then John's back with you.